me. I've had a transformation recently. I've had a big transformation. In total, I've lost just over 100 kilos. Yeah, that's a lot. Thank you. Now, in the same dress size, I just left my husband. Thank you. Because he was a lesbian. It's not going to work. Sorry. But actually, as soon as we broke up, all my lesbian friends were like, Amy, do you think you might want to date women? And I had no idea that lesbians are just patiently waiting for straight men to fuck up. Lesbians are just always lurking in the shadows. Like, come with us. We make our own sourdough. Just luring us straight women with their breadcrumbs to stony batter. They say behind every good man is a great woman, but that's not true. Behind every good man is a great lesbian. Just patiently waiting for him to die first. I was at a gig recently and a woman came up to me afterwards and she was like, do you have a girlfriend? I was like, no, I'm straight. You need to try harder. I think it worked that way. Does it sound weird or is that just me? Okay, yeah. Okay, but yeah, I was like, no, I'm straight, whatever, and she was like, you need to try harder. I was like, I didn't think lesbians were the ones pushing conversion therapy this whole time. You know? Welcome back. Yeah. You found the door! Yeah. She was trying to leave the room to go to the toilet, she was on the wrong, she was looking for the door handle like this. Well done. First day using a door, yay! Well done. Yeah, but I told this woman, I was like, I don't think I could date women, you know, I don't think I could pull off a mullet. She was like, you don't have to change the way you look, you can still be you know, but my name is Amy Cassidy, so I could be Butch Cassidy. Perfect. I was made for that role. But I'm attracted to men, like I like men, and apparently your type is based on the type of childhood that you had. So, like, when I was growing up, my dad always had a moustache. That's where I got mine, obviously. My dad had a moustache, but he had a twin brother, David, who was clean-shaven. And one night, when I was really young, my dad shaved off his moustache one night, okay? And I hadn't seen it. So I went into my parents' bedroom the next morning and just seen a clean-shaven man sit up in the bed next to my mammy. So I just thought, oh, Uncle David's in bed with mammy. I was so young, I just thought that's what mammies and daddies and uncles all do together. And I think that's why now, as an adult, I'm attracted to men with facial hair that let me sleep with their brother. Or sister. Fuck it. Yeah, but so I'm getting a divorce this year. Give us a cheer if you've never had a divorce. Yeah, don't worry, it might be coming. It's in the post for some of you. No, I think it's kind of cool. That's what I'm telling myself. But it's not something that I imagined for myself growing up. You know, there's no divorced Disney princess. Is there? I think the closest thing to that is if you watch Snow White in reverse. The prince leaves her at the start, and then she goes to see the evil queen, who is her solicitor. And then gives the queen an apple, which represents $6,000 for divorce. And then she lives on her own, happily ever after with her animals, you know. Now and again she'll have a threesome with Dopey and Grumpy. That's what my future is looking like now. And that's my dating pool, just 7 short guys. And only one of them is happy. I'll have to manufacture my own dream man by just stacking a couple of them in a trench coat, you know, just to be able to reach my tits. The world is kind of hard for women though at the moment. You know, women still can't walk down the street without being like bothered and harassed. And I think collectively women are just sick of it. And personally, I just feel a little bit left out. Oh geez, it's been ages since I had a harassment. Hashtag, why not me too? Seriously, it always happened when I was much much younger, you know. When I was like a teenager, I'd have like older, pervy men coming up to me. And now I'm older and pervy. And suddenly they're all shy now, you know. Like, I feel like I can take them on. Like, I done a self-defense course and I'd love to try out the moves on one of them, you know. I learned this move, right? It's really simple. This is what you do, right? Do you want to be in a committed relationship with me? And then, poof, you just cease to exist right in front of you. But no, like, leave young women alone. Give me some attention. I do anything for a bit of attention. I've been going for runs lately in my local park in the middle of the night in my school uniform. Just waiting for something to happen. I don't want any harm to come to me, I just want a big fright, you know. Just get the blood pumping, you know. Like, and I have two big, you know, big protective dogs. So, you know, if I'm taking them for a walk, I make sure to leave them at home. But this actually happened last year. A man actually broke into my house in the middle of the night and he took my car keys and stole my car. And he didn't even bother coming upstairs. What a pussy. I was ready for him at the top of the stairs. To be like, do you want to move in and meet my parents? But I feel like I learned from it, you know. Like, I'm really careful now at night time when I go to bed. I always make sure when I'm going to bed, I put my car keys away in my knickers. Oh, I want to steal my car. Come and get it. You call the police on me. Find me chasing down the street. So my grandmother passed away a couple of months ago, and my dad was actually the one to tell me that she had died. And he sent me a text message and it said, "Amy, your nanny just passed away. I know that you have the family WhatsApp group muted." How did he know? I hadn't checked it in a while. It turns out my brother has 2 kids now. No one told me. I forgot to check. I felt kind of bad because I was having, the moment my grandmother died, I was having sex. Yeah, she left and he came. Oh, sorry. Okay, I'm just testing. But my granny, she was 100 years old when she died. I know, taken too soon. There's still so much she didn't get to do, you know. Like go on the pill. Or get a divorce. You know, but I truly believe that she's a part of me. You know, she lives through me. Little does she know that she'll be having a threesome soon. I'm going to bring it up in the middle and make it real awkward, you know. My grandmother is here with us. Geez, now take it easy. She has a bad hip. Here, Granny, you do the blowjobs. You have no teeth. You're good at the blowjobs, my poor thing. So we had, you know, we had the funeral for her and everything, and that wake, a very Irish thing, the wake, you know, laying out the body, you know, just all gathering around the body to, you know, judge her on how she looks. That's what we do at wakes, isn't it? You know, it's just because you're 100 years old and dead, it doesn't mean that you get to escape the beauty standards we put on women. You know, we're all just gathered around looking at this body. How do you think she looks? How do you think she looks? You know, the poor woman. She was in a coma for like a week or 2 and she was on morphine, so she was lovely and thin. She died at her goal weight. Which is the only thing that matters in life, really, you know. I don't want the stress. Like we panic so much about, you know, how the body looks when they die. You know, it's like our way of coping with death. You know, we're like, oh no, she's dead. We need to make sure that we keep her looking as fuckable as possible for as long as possible. I don't want stress of looking sexy when I die, you know. I want to look really scary when I die, you know. I want to be terrifying. Just embalm me looking like this, with my tits out. And just dangle me from the ceiling like a Halloween decoration. Scare all the kids and they can use me as a piñata at the end. But my poor nanny, she had dementia for a couple of years. She was in a nursing home, so she didn't even know like who we were, you know. And I would go into the home now and again on a good day, and she'd come back sometimes, you know, as herself, and she'd come back long enough just to tell me how much weight that I've gained. So fuck her, we'll judge her in death. It's what she would have wanted. But she was from a different generation of women, you know. She had 8 babies, and her mother had 16 babies, you know, and her mother was an actual rabbit. Like, it's bad, like, you know, these were like really harsh times, and like the harsher the times, the more babies people had, you know. Like over 2 million people left Ireland during the famine, and they all had the same mother. Yeah, that was my great grandmother. And you know, like, and now these days, you know, people are really worried kind of about their children's future. And I actually feel the opposite. I feel really excited for my children's future because I know that they will never be born. I never have to worry about getting a job or finding a house, you know. I'm such a good mother. I'm smashing it. I make it look so easy as well. My friends are having kids though, you know, and they do the baby showers and, you know, the gender reveals, and I unfollow them on Instagram. But I'm in my mid-30s now, so that means my body is starting to become a little bit like my fridge at the end of the week, you know? Starting to run low on eggs and milk. There's about 3 eggs left in there about to expire. Just enough to make an omelette, you know? I feel a bit like my fridge the day before the big shop, you know? God, it's a long time since there was fresh meat in there. Couple of grounds in there will be in here. I'm glad the idea of me having sex disgusts you. But I got my own place this year. I've been living alone. Oh my God! Don't follow me home. I love living alone, though. I have to say, I feel like strong. I'm independent. I don't need anyone until I buy furniture from IKEA, and then I'm like, oh, I really wish that I lived with a lesbian. But I figured it out. I found an app where you can actually find someone that will come to your house and assemble your IKEA furniture for you for free. It's called Tinder. Check it out. The service isn't great. They need to make a version of it with just carpenters. They call it timber. A little bit different, but both just full of men dying to show you their wood. But it's hard, like, the thoughts of, you know, dating again is hard, you know, like, especially when you're trying to get to know someone that you really like, you know, like spending a couple of hours together and then having to rush home to release all the farts that you've been holding in. That's the real reason why Cinderella had to leave at midnight. Just to get home and fucking blast ass on the toilet for a good 20 minutes while watching TikToks, you know. Are you a new couple? I wonder how you staying. He's like, oh. How long are you together?
4 years.
Oh, 4 years! So you are farting in front of each other. Yeah, so that's why you look so relaxed, you know? Like, new couples look tense, don't they? You know, like whenever I see like new couples all loved up, I always think to myself, oh, that poor girl. Jeez, her stomach must be in bits. I remember them stomach cramps back in my last relationship at the start, you know, when I was holding in my farts and I had no body hair. And then every year you're in the relationship, you just progressively become hairier and hairier. Like my last relationship was 12 years, so I look like Chewbacca under my clothes. I didn't even need to wear clothes in winter to keep warm. And I remember the first time we spent the night together, and the next morning, you know, we were having a cuddle, and I was the little spoon and he was the big spoon. And we were abruptly awoken by 12 weeks of repressed farts just bursting out of me all at once. Like I woke the both of us up and I set off all the car alarms and blankets down as well. But another reason I don't really want to date is I'm a really bad sleepwalker. Yeah, crazy bitch sleepwalker. Anyone sleepwalker? Oh, I'm special. But I done some crazy stuff. Like I was with a guy before, and I grabbed him by his face and shoved all my fingers in his mouth. And I was like, calm down, calm down. God. And he was so sweet about it. He was like, And then a couple of hours later I went to bed and started sleepwalking. It's hard though. I have to let someone know, you know, if I'm spending the night. I'm like, look, just to warn you, I'm a sleepwalker, so I might get up, I might start walking around, I might sleep with your brother. I've been Amy Cassidy, enjoy